So, good evening. Nice to be back with everybody. We'll begin, as usual, with a period of quiet meditation. So, find your posture. You can sit on the floor, then either in half lotus or cross-legged or in full lotus if you can manage it. Try to sit up straight and put energy into your posture. If you find it difficult on the floor, then you can sit on your chair. Try to sit still with a straight back. Try to keep your head up. Close your eyes. Bring all your attention inwards to the body as it's sitting here. So this is the time to let go of all other business and activities. You don't have to worry about other jobs. If you hear sounds, whatever's going on outside, whatever the weather is doing, other people, you can let all of that go. Bring your attention inwards to the feeling of the in-breath and the out-breath. Pick that up at the tip of your nostrils is one place, or wherever you're used to establishing awareness. Your aim is to recollect the breath. Keep the breath in mind, that sensation or feeling of the breath going in and the breath going out. Your simple task for this period is to keep paying attention to that feeling, to know the breath as it goes in, to know the breath as it goes out. And keep bringing attention back to that feeling. But as you do this, of course, there are many parts of our experience that come up and take our attention away from the breath. You could say we have many friends who want us, want our attention. So that's thoughts, sounds, memories and images may come up in your mind. And a big distraction in meditation is feeling. What the Buddha called Vedana. It's one of the 5 khandhas. And we say this is the tone of your experience. So as you begin meditating on the breath, you may notice different feelings. We have feelings in the body or associated with the body. Pleasant, painful, or neither pleasant nor painful. We also have feelings associated with the mind and the mental states we're experiencing. So again, pleasant or unpleasant feeling, mental feeling. And you'll notice if you are sitting here, bringing attention to your body, your mind, and the breath in the present moment, these different feelings will be coming up, prompting your thoughts, taking your attention away from the breath. You could say competing for your attention. So maybe as you begin the meditation, you might actually experience pleasant feeling in your body. Sit down, feel relaxed. taken the weight off your legs, letting go of other issues that have been bothering you perhaps, returning to something you're familiar with, the meditation on the breathing. So you might feel quite well physically and mentally for a while. If you bring up a wholesome thought, it could be the thought of your meditation object, directing attention to the breath. It's peaceful. And if you're mindful, you might feel quite pleasant sensations coming up for a while. Or if you think of the Buddha, or the Dhamma, or the Sangha, directing your mind to think of these very wholesome objects can be accompanied by pleasant feeling. You can feel happy, joyful in what you're doing. And of course, the human body is also prone to painful feeling, especially as we get older. You may even have an ongoing condition that brings you painful feeling much of the time. You notice when painful feeling arises into our consciousness, we don't like it. It's unpleasant in its nature. Puts pressure on us. Feels like pressure from the body, if it's a physical pain. Could be mental pressure as well, the oppressive nature of painful mental feelings associated with memories, certain moods, ways of thinking. Because of that pressure and the unpleasant nature of painful feeling, we try to get away from it. You'll notice how you want to move if you have pain in your legs, perhaps. Sometimes unpleasant memories and thoughts come up. We want to get rid of them by thinking of something new that's better, different. We want to escape the pain in the mind, escape the pain in the body. But as we're practicing mindfulness, we're learning to just observe with this detached awareness of mindfulness, clear comprehension, taking the me, the mind, the myself out of the experience. So we're watching and learning, but not reacting in the same old way. So if you have some painful feeling in your body, as long as it's not too intense, try watching it for a while before you move. Give mindfulness a chance. Establish mindfulness with the breath. Try to keep mindful from moment to moment. And if you notice a painful feeling coming up somewhere in the body, just notice it. But you don't have to do anything else. If you can, you just return to the breath peacefully. Let the feeling go. Maybe it will pass. You'll see that feeling is impermanent. Just a passing, transient feeling. But if it keeps returning, It will keep coming up into your awareness, taking you away from the breath, and your mind will start to fixate on the painful feeling perhaps. What will you do? Well, again, before you react to it or change posture, see what you can learn from that feeling. By actually putting your mind's attention on the painful feeling, the area in your body where it is, and getting to know it better. So not an easy practice, but like anything, if you do practice this, you'll get better at it. Maybe you'll learn new things from observing the painful feeling as you sit. One of the first things you may learn is that it's not as bad as you thought. Much of the time we react to painful feelings with aversion and just want to get away in that feeling. But now bringing mindfulness to bear on the feeling, accepting it, learning from it, you may find that many feelings you have coming up in your body during meditation are more bearable, tolerable than you realized. Maybe not every painful feeling, but many of them are. It's possible to maintain mindfulness with the breath, which helps to calm the mind. And just know that painful feeling arising into your awareness. And then letting go of any clinging, grasping, craving that forms around it. This is what the Buddha called seeing or knowing, feeling in the feeling, just as it is, nothing added. Just knowing a painful feeling as a painful feeling. Sometimes the feeling will change, become more intense. Sometimes it will disappear. Your aim is just to know it. If it becomes intense, unbearable, well, of course, you have the option to change posture. Just notice some of the truths around feeling, particularly painful feeling. If you're meditating and there's pain in the body somewhere, for a while you might think of something completely unrelated, something that interests you, holds your attention, and you can forget all about that feeling. But then when you bring your attention back and become mindful of the body, the breath again, the feeling comes back into your awareness. Even though the feeling is difficult to be with, you can see it's a conditioned thing. If your mind is elsewhere, you don't even notice that feeling. Or if you come back to the feeling with mindfulness, the mind is steady, maybe the unpleasant nature of the feeling starts to fade a bit. You're aware of it. but not reacting with aversion or fear. Just noticing what it's like. Pleasant feelings can also be disturbing in their own way. When we feel elated or inspired by the Dhamma, or if we have a very wholesome thought arise, or good memory, we can have rushes or waves of pleasant feeling come up, seem to uplift us. But that can also be stimulating, exciting, and even distract us in another way. Can make us a little bit unmindful as we indulge in the pleasantness of that feeling. We can cling to it, want it to last. When it can't last, when it fades, you can see that the clinging to the pleasant feeling can be a cause for disappointment when it disappears. So even pleasant feelings can lead to some kind of mental suffering if we're not aware, not mindful. So the Buddha taught us to practice mindfulness of the body, mindfulness of feeling, mindfulness of the mental states that are coming into the mind, mindful of the Dhamma, the process by which suffering arises in the mind, and the process by which suffering is extinguished and ended. He said practicing mindfulness of breathing will bring this practice of the 4 foundations of mindfulness to completion.